Hello, Keith here with Math, Fun, and Games. Today we are on turn number 7 of PanzerBlitz Situation 8. The Germans are trying to punch through the Russian lines. The Russians are doing a fairly good job of containing the Germans, but we'll see what happens. Now, the Germans have some armor units in a position where they're concentrating the armor units and strength. So we're going to see what happens now. All right, so German fire phase. So I have these, and I looked, and I have these, and I have a couple units down here, actually. Yep. So the thing is, I want to rearrange these a little bit. Now, I looked at the odds for this. Let me put that back there. And against this bunker, I have a 3-to-1 attack. Or is it a 2-to-1 attack? I think I have a 3-to-1 attack, and that gives me a 50% chance of knocking this out. Now, it's worth firing if I can knock it out, because it takes away. But if I don't, if I roll a 6, God forbid, if I roll a 6 on that, oh, nothing happens. That's such a waste. Meanwhile, I could be overrunning over here and eliminating this unit. Once I come down the side, I'll stop right there. He can't fire at me. The next turn, I might be able to make a run for it. But I need to get more units through. I need to get some trucks through. I need at least, as a German player, I need to get at least 20 units through this gauntlet. So far, I've only got one. And that's just to get a marginal victory. So I'm wondering if I should. So it's a tough choice. If I hit right here, I'm going to roll it. So 1, 2, or 3. It's going to be a 3-1 straight up. 1. Good. All right. So that was a big gamble. All right. So that puts rubble there because I took out one of those. Let's go to graveyard. And this right here, I can replace it with delete it. And let's see if I actually have rubble markers. I think it's just a wreck marker, or is it a block? I think it becomes the equivalent of a block, so I'll put that up there. But that's good. That cost me a lot, but I finally had a chance to take out one of those annoying little positions. Unfortunately, everybody here fired. So it took a lot of fire to do. That was a big risk. If that didn't work, because I used a lot of firepower there. That could have been used for other things. Yeah, I'm pretty sure, I'll double check the rule, but when you take one of those out, I believe it becomes a block. Let me pause. Okay, I was correct. So destroyed fortification counters are replaced with blocks. Okay, do I have anybody else who can fire that? Well, at least I got something there. I think everybody else is dispersed, right? I gotta get these guys out of here, or in a position where I can actually use them. It's tough though. I mean, see, I just got trucks, and a lot of my self-propel guns were already taken out of play. So can I get this truck out of here? That's the question. 4, 8. Right there, 12. And I think might be able to be safe there. So I'm going to do that. 4, 8, 12. And that's blocked by them. So, okay. So I could get them out of there. This unit I would like to. So obviously I'm not doing any more fire. I'm doing movement right now. So I think I can actually head down in this direction and get these guys out of here too. I think I can actually start moving guys out. So I'm going to move. Four, 5, 5.5. 5.5. And this track. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. But that would be just the engineer. I would need to get, so I would need to get some infantry to close assault. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Unload. This unit wouldn't be able to fire at him. This unit would, right here. They'd be able to do a close assault. But if I unload, oh my, yes, those engineers are very strong. I see it, anti-tank defense, so that's good to know. So, yeah, anti-close assault defense. So 4, 5, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Unload. That may be a big mistake right there. We'll see. Because everybody else is dispersed. I don't have. Now I gotta go back up here and look at these trucks. They're all in danger. All those are dispersed. 4, 8. So 1, 1.5, 5.5, 9.5. Stop there, get destroyed. See, what I can do is I can move them on a slope, and that way if the opponents try overrunning them, try to do close assault, I can overrun them. Right, so 1. Fortunately, they got this that way blocked off. 1, 2, 3. And there's going to be stacking problems. 7.5, 11.5. Nope. But if I stop, no, because they can close assault me over there. So if I go right here, if they close assault me, they'll be in the open and I can overrun them, maybe. 1/2, 2.5, 4.5. So everybody spread out. Okay, over here, these guys, I want to unload one of these. Maybe give them a little bit better chance in the defense. I think, all right, what about this guy? I would love to do something with this guy right here. Well, I couldn't move him here if I can get there. 4, 5, 5.5, 9.5. Yeah, they can help on the defense there. So that's a good move. I just have to make sure I show that engineer, and I think I'm misusing my engineers. Okay. And I think that's it. So that's it for the Germans. Now we're going to do the Russians. I'm going to pause while I clear the board. All right, so now we're in the Russian turn. Russian fire phase. Okay. So we have 14, we got 28. So next question. They don't have a shot over there. So these guys, so against this one, oh, we're looking at the Russians. All right, so we got right here, we got that mortar. And we got that gun. And we got that gun. And that's it. Over here, We got an armored gun over here. I think we have a mortar and an armored and a howitzer. It's a strong position. So let's see. And I'm actually overstacked there. So I'm gonna move that half track right here. All right. So against that armor, I would have 24, 64, 64 to 24. So how about if and I can't add him, and I can't add him. So that's 64 to 24. That's 2 to 1. So that's a straight up 2 to 1. Okay, I'll take it 2 to 1. 3s. So that's a dispersal. All right, that's important though, because that needs to happen. Otherwise, I'll have that armor concentration. I want to break up that concentration of armor. He is behind that, which prevents him from firing at them and them. So that's good. How about him? 14, half range, 28. 28, that's a howitzer. I'm going to fire against that 8 at a 3 to 1. 28 to 8. This one, okay, 28 to 8. 3 to 1 plus 1. Well, but it's up, see, it's uphill. So it'd be 28 to 16. Or I could do 28 to 24. So that's going to be a 1 to 1. Even on a slope. And that's the only target. So that's going to be 28. That's going to be a 1 to 1. Straight up 1 to 1. And as they're dispersed. So taking out that bunker is huge, but the thing is the Russians, all kinds of close assault action you do here. How about this one? 24. It's going to be a 24 straight up. It's going to be a 3 to 1 plus 1. All right, 3 to 1, and I rolled a 2. Oh, boom. Okay, that's good. Right click. Wreck. Boom. Promise with Germans, the Russians have a ton of infantry in this area. How about this guy? How about him? If I fire on just the half track and the truck, I can take out half track easily. How about over here? I want to take out a half track, so that's going to be automatic. It's going to be 12 to 1. Move that truck up, move that up. We'll take out that. So that removes some transportation. Now, the key is here now. Now we got movement. Oh, how about him? 24. 3 to 1 plus 1 is 3. 3 to 1 with a 3. Boom. Let's do the graveyard. Next, movement phase. Those trucks are gonna die. Yep. I want to keep those units there because they're in the woods. I don't want to move them over there because then I can get overrun. I could have overrun that guy. Or this guy. Okay. Man, that's a weak unit. There. These are open ground. I don't want them on open ground. So, what do I got over there? So I got one Russian infantry. All right. Just gonna move over here. Just gonna move him over here. Fortunately, that doesn't have any targets. Okay. Let's go to the far right and see if we have anything we can influence the battle here. No, we don't. All right. Now, close assault. Over here, we got a 1-to-1 -1. 1-to-1 -1. We rolled a 1. They're dispersed. Going along the line here. We got 3. Oh boy, we got 4-to-1 -1. That hurts. All these guys going in the graveyard. That's a big victory for the Russians. Here, 1-to-1 -2. No, we have to attack both of them. So we got 1-to-2 -2. So we got 1-to-2 with the 3, no effect. Okay, so all these can gang up over here if I want, or right here. So that's going to be a 1-to-2 puppies. 11, 17. Over here, I'm going to do this one and just take that out jet truck. Over here, take out this truck. Over here, I got 1-to-2, -2, boom. Oops. Russians are doing well now. So I got 5, 11, 16, 16-9, 21-9. I got 2-to-1 -2. 2-to-1 -2 is a double dispersal, so those 2 units are dispersed. Okay, right here. One to two -2. I'm gonna try to take out. Oh, 1-to-2 -2. 1 -2. Wow. He just took out my engineers. Son of a gun. All right. Now let's go up here. This unit doesn't have much. It's got a 1-to-4 -2. I was going to look over there. Nah, no effect. How about these guys? What kind of attack do I want over here? $11. That would be 11-24. That would definitely be a 1 to 2. If I use this, it'd still be a 1 to 2. So it'd be 16 to 24. I mean, this guy right here. Is 17 to 24. So him against him. That's going to be a 1 to 2 minus 2. Boom. Now him 5. I got 11. 11 to 24. That's a 1 to 3 minus 1. So a 1 to 3, no effect. All right, so at least from the German perspective, so that's going to be it for turn 7. I'm going to be going into turn 8 now. Pause while I clean up the board. Okay, I'm back. So we're going to go into turn 8. This is a very interesting situation here. And I'm learning how to play the Germans little by little. The Germans are definitely a harder group to play because Russians are fairly straightforward. You just use numbers. But the Germans, you have to use all the tools and all the engineers, and you have to use them right, in my opinion. So, okay, let's say, and shout out to Legendary Tactics, who are doing all these scenarios, and they actually got me into this. I saw them doing it, and it got me wanting to do PanzerBlitz. I started with the first scenario, and I wanted to see, oh, they did it a certain way. I can try it another way. What if I did it this way? And that's what got me started on playing all the PanzerBlitz scenarios, and then the Panzer scenarios, and then the Arab-Israeli war scenarios, and then maybe other things, but that's my old school. My new school stuff, I'm playing through the MBT Panzer series from GMT Games. Okay, so let's see where we are. Do the Germans have fire? Germans have war on turn 8, so unfortunately they can't spot that unit or that unit. Be nice to get those out of it, because if they can get those are really the last 2 anti-armor things, except for this. What do we got? 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, so they are doubled, so they'll have a 1 to 1 against this. I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna try to do 1 to 1 so I can knock that out. It's 1 to 1 straight up. 6. Okay, that hurts. That hurts a lot because that was wasted. That's wasted. Rats. Put that back. I forgot what that was. Let's see. Delete. I think I thought I have 14 on it, but yeah, it was one of these right here. So I'm going to clone that and put that back right there. And then mark these guys fired. All right, that was disappointing, to say the least. Very disappointing because wasted. So now what am I going to do with these? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 7. And I'd still be vulnerable to close assaults. That's considered open ground. Thing is, I'm running out of time. Thinking about this truck. I get this truck off the board. I'm running out of time though. That's considered clear. All right. It's the end of the river. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh boy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That'd be a long shot. Shoot. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. See, the problem is once you load that up, they're dead. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think I made a mistake because I 6. Yeah, I did. I gotta move the other unit back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, those are both there. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Things are not looking good for the Germans, I tell you that. Factors of 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 7, they have to stop there. The fact that they didn't hit, that's going to hurt in the long run. How do I get him out of there? I don't think I can. How about these guys? I got those 2 trucks. Let's see if I can't get them someplace. We're just going to have to stay there. We'll be left behind. All right, let's see what we can do here. 5, 6, 7. Not an enviable situation with these trucks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and they die. The trucks are so vulnerable. One, 2, 3, 4. 5, 6, 7, 8. Nice if I can stack them with the tanks, but I can't. Let's try it again. 1.5, 1/2, 4.5, 7.5, 8, 9, 10, 11.5. 4, 8, and eliminate 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Just unload the mortar and hope for the best. This unit. 1. I think that's it for the Germans. Germans. Nazis. Alrighty, so now we're going to see what the Russians can do on this turn 8. Dispersal, gotta remove fired. That's it, we gotta remove moved. And these guys gotta remove their dispersal. That Russian infantry is deadly. Alright, now the Russian phase, Russian fire phase. Fire up there. First this big gun over here. Again, we got 64. 64, 24 is a straight up 2 to 1. 6. There's a break. All right. Now, I can't fire on them again. They don't have a target. It's I can fire. They're a pill, so they're gonna have an uphill penalty. They'll doubled in half. So that would be a 14 to 8 or 14 to 12 plus 1. We'll do a 1-to-1 plus 1. Nope. Germans are doing better, but it's maybe a little too late. Here. I don't see any other direct fire. All right, German movement phase. Let's go after those tanks. Oh, actually, all right, I actually had fire over here. I'm gonna let them take it. All right, so what do we got? We got the 24. You also had fire over here. So 24, 20, it'll be a 1-to-1. I want to do 24 to 8. 3-to-1 plus 1. Ooh, 2 with the 3-to-1. And boom. Takes out another Soviet tank. It's a wreck. All right. Nice shooting. I do say so myself. Now this unit right here. Do I have any armored targets here? I have a truck, which is an armored, obviously. So I have a 12, that will become a 6. Let's see what a mortar is against normal. Okay, good. So normal against this, it'll be a 4-to-1 straight up. 6 with the 4-to-1, but there's no modifier, so that eliminates that unit. Mark them fired. All right. So that's it for fire, direct fire. Now we have movement. Okay, those are in good position. We need a little help over here. Move over here. Those guys can make sure them ain't going anywhere. They ain't going. That might go. He can't participate in the close assault if he uses road movement rate. Let's just get rid of that rifle unit in the woods. He'll take care of it. And he'll take care of that truck. That will be 11 to 16. Yeah, why not? Just go there to block. I think that's it now for the close combat phase for the Soviets. What do we got here? We got 9, 6, 11, 19, and 11 is 30. We got 3-to-1 minus 2. So that'd be a 3 on a 3-to-1. They are eliminated. Graveyard and graveyard. These guys over here, we got 11. We got 1-to-1 minus 2. 3, they're dispersed. Let's head this direction right here. They're going to be eliminated. That's a 5-to-1. This unit right here. 6-to-4. That's a 1-to-1 minus 2. No, this guy's going to take part 2. So it's going to be 14-4. It's going to be 3-1 minus 2. 3-1 with the 4. They're both dispersed. Correction, they're all dispersed. I'm sorry. And right here, we got 11 to 16. 1 to 2 minus 2. Whoa. 1 to 2, 0. And they're dispersed. Lucky shot. All right. How about over here? We got 3 to 24, and we don't have any attack over there. And last but not least, him 6 to 24. 1 to 2 minus 1. 1 to 2. 1 minus 1 is 0, and they're dispersed. So that's it for turn 8. I got to clear moved. I'm going to clear out the board. All right, so how many units? Oh my goodness gracious. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Wow. All right. Let's make sure I'm getting this right. Where are those 2 dispersed? Oof. All right. I think it's pretty much clear that the Soviets have won this game. So I'm not sure if I'm even going to do turns 9 and 10 because I think things are pretty dire for the Germans at this point. 1, 2, yeah, and I think the Russians might even have a major victory here. Because this isn't even including the, all right, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 24, 25, 26. All right, to the graveyard. And then you're going to have to look at the number of wrecks that were created. So let's look at the, so Soviets are going to have a decisive victory because they have at least 4 wrecks. And the Germans aren't even going to get a marginal victory. The Germans have no chance to get 30 units off the list. So this is a major, major, major decisive victory for the Soviets. A complete wash, because at the most Germans get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They can't even, they're not going to be even to get 20, and they need at least 30. So I'm going to call it at this point after turn 8. I'm going to call it a victory for the Russians. The Russians have at least on the K list, they have at least 24. I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. And then you look at the tanks that were eliminated, and there's at least 4 tanks. So that right there is at least 30, tanks and half tracks. So that right there is at least 30. That gives a Russian decisive victory. And in order to get a German victory, they have to get 30 units off the board edge, off the edge of board 3. And at the most I can get is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I can't even get 20. So at this point, I'm calling it in favor of the Russians. The Russians have a decisive victory. The Germans have no victory levels. The Russians were once again able to stop the Germans. Thank you very much. As far as feedback on this, I would say that I might have tried the far right side as you're looking at it over here. I think the Germans could have taken their time and got through. I think I set the Germans into the heart of the Russian defense. where the Russians could drop units from both sides. I think if I sent the Russians around the right side, as you see the map right now, or the south side, right? Well, they're going off on board 3, right? So we're looking, yeah, the south side. So if I sent them around the south side of board 1, they could have just fouled through. It would have been hard for the Germans to get units in play, but I sent the Germans against the heart of the Soviet defense, right? I tried to do a run, concentrate right up the middle, and it played into the Germans' hands and the Russians' hands. The Russians had at least 4 strong points covering that. On the right, they would have only had 2 strong points. Also, and the Germans, the Russian close assault, Russian close assault, Russian close assault. That made the difference. Over to the left, as far as the Russians are concerned, I had too many blocks. I could have blocked off this entire thing with one, I believe just one block, and then I could put that block I didn't use there to further, maybe even put it up here to further block the path and slow down the Germans, or maybe put it on the right because the right's kind of undefended. Another mistake I made was there was a unit in that area, all right, near the ford at K2. Yep, at center board, was that board 1? Board 1, K2, right in that area, that little forested area. I spent too much time surrounding that unit when I just could have went past it and pushed forward. Those units were valuable. I think I could have gotten the German units into play quicker. I do think I did a good setup for the Russians, though. Except the Russians could probably go on the side. Anyways, that's it. Next time we're going to do PanzerBlitz Situation 9, which looks like it's going to be Russians enter on board 3, and they have to destroy German units. German sets up on board 2, and they have to... So Russians have to send all the units across from board 3 to board 1, going from east to west. They have to cross those 3 boards, 3, 2, 1, and they have to destroy German units. The Germans just have to stop the Russians from going from right to left and destroy Russian units. So that's going to be an interesting situation. All right, thank you, everybody. You have a great day, and I will talk to you tomorrow. Bye-bye.